Hello Airsoft friends, and welcome to this video today where we're going to be taking a sneaky little peek at a brand new Airsoft scope cam that's been released onto the market, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what it can do and you know, what footage people will collect from it and get from it. But we're going to take a little look at it, see what features it's got, and also look into a funny little thing. That may be a feature or not, I'm not too sure, but anyway, let's just jump into it. So as I said, it's made by Foxeer, the company there, and that's what the camera looks like, and it's quite cool because you can see it's got Picatinny mounts on the side, so I guess that if you wanted to mount like a battery pack to it on an edge, then that's something that you indeed would be able to do. I'm not too sure if I would though, because if you put something on it, then it could, like, I don't know, angle it around and stuff if the bottom mount isn't secure, and then you're not going to be filming what you're filming. But we can't really comment on that because we haven't used it, we haven't played with it, so we don't know if that's going to be an issue or not, so we can only speculate, but hopefully that won't be an issue. It's great to see that it's actually a fully CNC'd outer, as it does say here, full CNC, and that's been one of the issues that people haven't really liked about the run cam scope cams, is that they're all just like plastic, which isn't really ideal, and it would be nice if they were metal, because then they would just be more robust. So it's great to see that this does have a full CNC exterior. It also looks to be like quite waterproof. In here, these buttons, they don't look like there's a seal in there at all. It looks like it's just kind of like full rubbery connection, which is good because often when we airsoft, it rains or it's dirty or it's muddy. So having it so your camera doesn't get affected by any of that would be a very, very big plus. As you can see, it's a 4K scope cam. It's Picatinny mount. And yeah, it does come in a camouflage colour too, but we're going to look a little bit into that later on, because that's hilarious, by the way. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to really enjoy that. So it comes in black or camo, like we just said. It comes in 25mm, 35mm or 50mm, so if you're sniping, you'll use the 50mm because that's the longest distance lens. 25mm would be like for more CQB style stuff, and 35mm would be more like M4 kind of range. Let's look at the specs. So it's got a Sony sensor, and that's a good thing because Sony do a lot of really sick cameras out there on the market, so that's a positive straight away. 4K 30 FPS, which is good. Okay, I mean, that seems a bit pointless, to be fair. Why would you have a 4:3 aspect ratio in today's day and age? That seems really odd, unless it's using less of the sensor. Maybe that is a thing. More research will need to be done. But you've got 1440 at 60 FPS. That's what I would use at the 16:9, of course. Again, I feel like that's kind of pointless having that aspect ratio on there. 60 FPS and 1080, you might as well just use the 1440p. But it's nice to have that as an option, and also 120 FPS actually at 1080p as well, so that's nice to have if you want some super slow-mo, so that's cool. I might be tempted to use that one actually, if I was to use that camera. The lenses you've got there, you need to choose between one of them. I don't know whether or not they'll do add-ons where you can buy each individual lens, but that will require you to take certain aspects of the camera apart. So potentially that's not going to be something. Looping, I assume that's going to be the feature where you press the record button, and if something happens, you will then press the record button again, and then it will save the last X minute amount of time, which for sniping is probably a really good feature to have, because often you'll have a lot of time where there's just nothing happening. So if you, like, you know, got a kill, you can then press the button, save like the last 3 minutes or so, or the last 1 minute of footage, and that's going to make it a lot easier for you to you know, save space. But at the same time, probably going to be quite difficult to sync up those small clips. Slow motion supported, so that's the 120 FPS. I hate when people say 60 FPS is slow-mo. It's not. It's half speed is not slow-mo, but that is, because that's 4 times slower, so that's good. Timestamps are good. Recording volume is changeable, which is fine. Oh, you got zoom in there. I don't know if that's optical or if that's digital zoom. Big difference between the two. Optical zoom, it doesn't really matter because you can just zoom in on your editing anyway and it's the exact same thing. But if it's optical zoom, that's cool, but I doubt that that's going to be the case. Hopefully we will see. Dimensions, so it's pretty small. Crosshair, you can put a crosshair on if you want. I don't think that you'd want to do that because if it's not exactly centered, it's going to look a little bit odd. And there's electronic image stabilization. Again, I don't really feel like there's any much point in having that as a feature because you can stabilize it in post anyway while you're editing. And I don't know, sometimes it can be bad. So I'd like to see that first person to see their electronic image stabilization actually is, because I've had some cheaper GoPros in the past which have had that and it's just been absolute trash. So fingers crossed, it looks good. Image rotate, flip. So I guess if you mount the camera on the side, then you can flip it, which is cool. Indicator light, on, off. Handy so you know if it's on or off. ISO limits. EV can't, white balance, no. So this is all pretty standard here. Quick capture's on, so that'll be, you press that power button, it'll turn on and start filming straight away. Dual files. Now that would be cool. If you could record 4K and 1080p slow-mo at the same time, I would be very much down for that. That would be very cool. Auto off, it would be nice if you could just disable auto off entirely as well. I don't know why people don't add that as a feature to cameras. Like, sometimes I just want to leave my camera on, you know? Recording timing alarm. I think that's probably what's on my scope cam, because every now and again it beeps and I don't know why. So maybe it's got a recording timing alarm on there. I'm going to look into that and see if that is the case. If that is the case, thank you very much. Different timers for pictures, burst. Don't really need it for that at all. And like scope card, up to 128 gig. That's a shame. I'd like it to be 256, but I guess 128 gig is fine. USB-C and micro HDMI. You're probably never going to use that, but it's good to see USB-C on there. Hopefully that means it's using super fast charging, which is good. And removable battery, 70 minutes working time, but you can also run it from an external power, I saw it said. So all in all, spec-wise, it does look pretty good. The black version looks really nice. I'd like the overall look of it. The CNC-ness is very good. And the camo version here does look fantastic as well. Like, you know, it is super camouflaged. But the issue that we have is somebody purchased this camera. Somebody purchased it in the Sniper Ops Facebook group, and they posted pictures of what it actually looks like. And this is where we run into a little bit of an issue, because ideally, if you buy something, you want it to look like the picture. But sadly for this person, when they bought this camera, this is what they ended up getting, which does look very different to what the camera is advertised as. It's not ideal. It's quite garish, and it's probably going to get you seen. Like you can see here, you've got the camo which is advertised and the camo that they got. And I don't really know what to say, because it's so very incredibly different. So very incredibly different. Why would they even do that? Why would they even consider this as a color scheme? It's so bright and garish. You know, you're just gonna get seen. And, you know, I guess you could always spray paint it or just get the black one. But the fact that it's advertised like this and then this is what you get is just insane. It's mental. Now the plot does thicken here a little bit, because you may remember I did the video about Kicking Mustang concealment system, his ghillie suit, which got copied / stolen by Stalker Airsoft, and it's a bit of a weird thing to be going on at the minute with Stalker and Skirm Shop NL. But essentially, they had a hand in helping to develop the camera to an extent. Don't know how much. Apparently, they gave them a lot of feedback and helped out there. Hopefully, the color scheme of the camera wasn't something that they helped with, because if it is, then that's going to be very embarrassing. And I'll be speechless if that's the case, especially from a company who are making camouflage items to then make this color here. I don't know. I mean, part of me is like, it would be hilarious if they did design that and gave them that color scheme. The other part of me will just find it really sad. So I don't know if they did or not. I doubt we're going to get that information. If we do get that information, I will let you know in an upcoming video. But for the time being, just enjoy it. This is just insane. No color is even the same. The brown isn't on there. The tan isn't on there. The OD isn't on there. Nothing. The black isn't even on there. Nothing is the same. This part here with the buttons isn't even colored. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? And with that being said, that's the end of this video. So thank you very much everyone for watching, and a huge shout out to all of my lovely patrons. They help support the channel, they keep the lights on, and they keep food in my belly. So thank you very much all my lovely patrons. I love you with all of my heart. Stay beautiful, everybody. And this episode was also sponsored by Project Airsoft. So go check out the website, lots of sick accessories and whatnot up there for you to enjoy and to make your airsoft life easier and even better. As for this video, that's it for now. So thank you very much for watching. Remember to call your hits, and I'll see you